Ladies and gents, welcome to the Trials of Casuals podcast. Fun little story. Danny and I were already halfway through our first topic, about 10, 15 minutes in, and I looked at my Streamlabs and realized it wasn't recording our audio. So, so
You know what? We're prepared.
yeah, we're casuals here. We're casuals here.
We got the warm up out of the way.
Yeah, we got the warm up out of the way. So Danny and I both had two topics to talk about, and one of them ended up being the same topic, which was the 2024 Game Awards. Now we'll try to blend in what we tried to say earlier. That before I realized that my audio wasn't working. Long story short, TLDR, as good as Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are, they should not be nominated for Game of the Year because Erdtree is a DLC and Rebirth is a remake. Move on, give those spots to games that were actually made this year, like Helldivers 2
Yep.
and Warhammer 40k. All right,
Yep.
moving on. There we go. I think that pretty much covers it. But other than that, I think the rest of the games are pretty cool, like Astrobot,
Yeah.
Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Metaphor, Refantasio.
Everything else that's up there deserves to be up there.
Yeah, but like this is heinous. The fact that Erdtree and Rebirth are here. Like, not saying that they're bad. It's just they don't belong in Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Erdtree, for fuck's sake, is a goddamn DLC.
The worst part about it is, if either of those win, it just completely invalidates the title Game of the Year from the Game
1,000%.
Awards.
1,000%.
Because if a DLC and a remake can win that category, then like, what chance does an actual new IP stand unless it's a golden child from a developer?
I mean, yeah. I mean, again, we saw that with you would have to have another Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, because like, Elden Ring's already won Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
It has a Game of the Year award. Its DLC should not be up here.
Erdtree would absolutely win Best DLC of the Year, though.
Yeah, like, if they had a DLC section, because the only other, like, massive DLCs that came out was the Final Shape and Diablo 4's, which, Final Shape is fucking phenomenal. But I don't think it contends.
See, here's the problem though. I think I've seen too much of the ugly side of Final Shape, and I've seen just so much negativity about it. You have experienced it, so maybe you can say it. That there's like the highs are high, but the lows are like rock
It's
bottom.
like it's a similar thing to Helldivers. The lows are outside of the game.
Yeah. But yeah. No. I mean, if Danny, if you were gonna vote for one of these games, which would you vote? And to be honest, to keep with our requirements, I'm gonna exclude Shadow of the Erdtree and Rebirth because I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't give either of those.
So out of the 4 remaining games, which would you vote for?
That's actually hard. Because, like, Metaphor is the one that I have the least knowledge of. Everything else I've seen a little bit of, and Astrobot's, like, the first thing that I've seen from Sony that reminds me of old Sony in years.
You mean creativity and not screwing over their developers?
Like, it is the most creative thing I've seen out of Sony since Little Big Planet.
Oh, that's such a good game.
It's on that level. That is where Astrobot is. It is on that level.
It's just stupid levels of fun. Like, it's a dumb game, but it's dumb fun.
And Wukong is very, very good, from what I've seen as well. I think the most impressive game out of all of these is probably Balatro.
Yeah, because
Just because it's
so
small.
Well, and
it came out of nowhere.
Well, it's a single fucking dude.
Yeah.
A single dude developed a Balatro.
And honestly, I think it should win. Because it'd be another Baldur's Gate 3 situation where it's like, this single guy came out of nowhere and just showed up the entire AAA game industry.
Again. Yeah. Look, I'd love to
see
us be able to
good
dunk
games.
I want to see more people dunk on AAA studios because god damn, they're fucking ass right now. They're so bad.
they need that wake up call that the fucking investors need to stay out
Mm-hmm.
of the development floor.
Yeah, absolutely. I would also kind of agree with that, with the exception of like maybe Black Myth Wukong, just because Black Myth Wukong is just that good.
It is incredible from what I have seen.
Yeah. I haven't seen too much of Metaphor, and I haven't seen
It's
a
an Atlas
lot of
game.
Astrobot, but I would not be mad if either four of those, if any of those four games won. I will be pissed if Erdtree or Rebirth win.
Yes,
I will be
I would as
absolutely
well.
livid.
They don't deserve it.
Yeah, they should not be here. Moving on, best game direction. It's literally the exact same fucking games. Which,
Yep.
in all fairness, this one, Erdtree and Rebirth should be allowed to be in.
Yeah, like that one, direction, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah. Out of this one, it's the same. It's all the same games from Game of the Year. I think it's probably going to be Black Myth Wukong or Shadow of the Erdtree
I believe so as well.
for best game direction. Like it's like as much as Balatro is cool, I still think that Wukong and Erdtree will win best game direction. There's just it's so hard to beat a whole team when you're just one person.
Exactly.
Yeah. Moving on to the next category, which is best adaptation, and hands down,
That
bar
one's
none, by far.
brutal.
What's up?
That list is brutal.
Yeah, it's like an NBA player going into a Pee Wee league. Like, best adaptation includes Arcane from Riot, Fortiche, and Netflix, Fallouts by Bethesda, Kilter Films, and Amazon MGM Studios, Knuckles by Sega and Paramount, Like a Dragon Yakuza by Sega, Amazon MGM Studios, and Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft, Crystal Dynamics, Legendary, and Netflix. I'm sorry, Arcane wins this. Easily, hands down, by far.
I
The other four of these are downright dog shit. I'm sorry.
I think it is going to be close between Arcane and the Fallout series. I think
That
it's going to
might
be close because the Game Awards.
really.
I think it is going to be close because you have to remember that a lot of the people that are voting on the Game Awards are not hardcore gamers.
Which is wild. But also, like, Arcane's animation.
Yeah, no,
Arcane's
like it's
animation.
incredible,
Here's the thing.
and it deserves it. I know it deserves it.
I don't. And here's the thing. I think I'm going to disagree with you on this. I don't think it's going to be close because I don't. I didn't think Fallout was that good.
The
That may
thing
be a hot
is,
take. I don't. I like I said. The other four are hot dog shit when it comes to Arcane. It
yeah,
doesn't mean that they were terrible, but compared to how fucking good Arcane was, you you can't compete with it. Arcane
the,
just did a phenomenal
yeah.
job.
The only thing that gives me a doubt of that is previous Game Awards.
I'm okay. I'm curious. What stats do you have?
Because you have to remember where a majority of the people are voting from.
I mean, I guess because a lot of people would rather watch live action over animated, but
Especially if it's heavy NA.
yeah. I mean,
Because more people, I'd say more people in the NA market have had experience with Fallout than League.
yeah, but more people overall, I think, have Netflix over Amazon Prime, which is where you
Yep,
have to watch Fallout. So I think Arcane was a lot more accessible to people.
it definitely deserves it, and I know it deserves it, but I'm skeptical after seeing like everything that's been put up on these lists. I'm skeptical of what's gonna come out of it.
Yeah, if anything other than Arcane gets it, I would genuinely be surprised because I'm sorry, Knuckles
Yeah,
was mid, Like a Dragon was kind of mid, and Tomb Raider, I'm sorry, just
too.
why is this here? Why is it here? why
I
is
didn't
why
even
is
know
The
it
Legend of
came
Lara
out
Croft
until
here?
like
It should not be here.
I didn't even know it came out until
Exactly.
this. I'm gonna be real.
Like, brother, why is this here? It
some of these lists that they have up just made me scratch my head.
yeah, they're disgusting. It's Danny. When I saw the Tomb Raider: Legend of Lara Croft, it just in my head immediately was the meme of, "Ew, brother, what's that?" Ew. Like,
uh
and then
like
proceeded to play "Ooh Baby, you know what it's worth," because that meme is always tied to that song to me forever now, and I'm mad about it. But yeah, no, Arcane should win Best Adaptation. If anything other than Arcane wins, rigged. It's rigged. Um, Best Narrative. The contestants are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantasio, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. You know, I'm gonna be honest, Danny. I didn't really see too much of these other than like Rebirth and Refantasio, so I'll let you go ahead and take control of this one.
let's see, that was for
Best narrative.
best narrative.
I'm literally going right down a list. I'll send you the link for the website that I'm using. Um, just so
Yeah,
that
because
way.
I've been looking through their actual like announcements.
Oh, oh, like the individual announcements. Oh God.
Yeah, I was looking through the individual announcements,
Oh
so
God. Yeah. No
that'll
game.
probably be a little bit easier.
Yeah, I've been using GameSpot. They literally have a giant article with all the nominees. I literally just typed up
Best
Game
narrative. There we
Awards
go.
2024 nominees and it pulled this up. This was literally the first link.
I out of this one, hmm, I could see it going like either way with Rebirth or Infinite Wealth.
Okay. I have heard good things apparently about Silent Hill 2. I don't know too much about it. I've just heard good things about it.
Yeah, I heard that they did actually take a lot of feedback from the initial look at it and made it significantly better.
Hey, you know what? We stand developers that are willing to go fix problems. We
Yeah,
stand
they
those.
made it more Silent Hill,
Yeah.
less Resident Evil.
Yeah. Best art direction is Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor Refantasio, and Neva? The fuck is that?
It's an art game,
Okay.
which honestly, all the things on this list, I see it going. Honestly, I either see this going to Metaphor, Shadow over the Erdtree,
Yeah, I think so. Like,
because
it's
Metaphor has such good art style.
well, yeah, it's the Persona SMT art style, which is like that slightly comic booky, like cell
Oh,
shaded art style.
they went harder. They went to like the old school like watercolor painting
Ooh,
aesthetic too. They
ooh,
went
that's dirty.
hard. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think either one of those is fine. The reason why I don't say Black Myth Wukong for this specifically, and this is gonna sound really weird because I said Erdtree would probably be up there. Wukong is too fucking dark. Like at least
Yeah.
in Erdtree there is like some form of light. Wukong, just the entirety of the game is just dark as shit. Like physically, it is dark. Like I can't see half the things when I'm watching gameplay of it, and I'm like, brother, I don't know. Maybe that's just me and my fucking 28-year-old eyes, but like
Yeah. When
Wukong
you
seemed a little too
have
dark. And Erdtree actually showed was really good about like showing outlines and showing like distinct features.
yeah, like comparison wise between Wukong, that is one of the things that it's up against.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that fucking cover image.
Yeah, Erdtree. Yeah, I mean, again, it's from
No, I
software.
mean
From
the one
software
that the
knows
one
what
that
the
I
fuck
just
they're
sent.
doing. From software does not develop bad games.
It's true.
Like,
Also, I sent you the oh, they've got the part of the image for Metaphor right below that. Actually,
oh, I see what you mean. They did go hard. Holy shit.
yeah, no, like I don't think Wukong has the art
Yeah, no,
to
not
match
against that.
those.
Yeah. best score in music. I mean,
Mm,
oof.
that one comes down to personal preference between all those, because
I I think that
I'm
these
not
are.
gonna knock Stellar Blade, but
It's. I don't think the music from
Stellar
Stellar Blade was
Blade,
that good.
I don't
Hot
think
take.
Stellar Blade's gonna compete with Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Square
Well.
Enix's music department is insane.
Certified bangers, man.
Like
Final Fantasy does not make bad music.
the only music team I think that can compete with Square Enix is Monolith Soft, but they're like right there with each other as far as like memorable RPGs are concerned.
Yeah.
Because you have the Final Fantasy series and then you have the Xenoblade series.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Like,
Final Fantasy will take this one.
yeah.
Let's see. Best audio design. Why is Black Ops 6 here? Why is Black Ops 6
I
here? Black Ops, I'm sorry, no Call of Duty game should ever
like
be
sound
be
design I can see.
I don't. I genuinely don't because it's just when you go back and you look through every single Call of Duty game, they all have for a lot of the guns, they all have very similar sounds.
Like this one, honestly, this one though, I see it either going to Silent Hill 2 or Hellblade.
Yeah.
Because they're unnerving games.
Oh, a
They're
thousand
gonna
percent.
focus way harder on sound.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. And I definitely agree with you on this. Also, again, I don't think Call of Duty should ever be in the Game Awards. I'm sorry. Like
It's in some funny categories, I'm gonna
it
be honest.
it shouldn't be here. Like I'm sorry, Black Ops 6 is not a good fucking game. Like other
Like,
than
I don't think
zombies,
it's gonna win.
no. It shouldn't. And if it does, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed if it wins. Cuz I'm sorry. Call of Duty, it's so fucking recycled. Like Treyarch,
It's the same
Xbox,
game.
Microsoft, just stop. Just fucking stop. Just remaster Modern Warfare 2, bring us back the multiplayer maps, make it $40, we'll all buy it. It's not that hard.
Honestly, that's kind of like where we're at right now. If you got a game in that like $30-$40 price range, you're doing exceptional.
Yeah. Okay, best performance. Brianna White from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hannah Tell from Life is Strange Double Exposures, Humberly Gonzalez from Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts from Silent Hill 2, and Melina Juergens from Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I'm sorry, Star Wars Outlaws should not be here.
It's unfortunate, but it absolutely should not. Ubisoft just kind of fell apart. I'm still sad about
The
that
game
because
sucks.
I've heard really good things about the Prince of Persia game.
I don't think it. I don't even know what Life is Strange Double Exposure is.
It's their most recent entry in the series, which this might be a hot take for some people, but it's really not for me. I think the Life is Strange series is a little overrated. They're not bad, but
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
think of like more emotionally charged Telltale games.
I think I saw the original Life is Strange.
Yeah, no,
So
they
I mean, there's so many better performances.
like. I think it's gonna go to Melina because I remember the like bits and pieces that I saw from the first Hellblade. That's that's intense.
Hey, you know what? Fair enough. I will give you that. Innovation and in accessibility.
Honestly,
None of these games should exist here. I'm sorry. None of these games should fucking exist
out,
here.
out of the games that are in here, Veilguard. Out of all the games that are in here, Veilguard. That's the only one that should win that award.
To put in perspective, for innovation in accessibility, it is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age The Veilguard, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. And I kind of agree with you. I think Veilguard's the only one that actually deserves to be here. The rest of them are dog shit.
Yeah,
Like,
because
what does it
like
mean by innovation in accessibility?
I'm just assuming it's adding more accessibility features, which I don't think any of these games, aside from Dragon Age, really, maybe Prince of Persia, but I don't think any of these other games have anything regarding more accessibility than things that have also come out recently.
Yeah, like again, most of these are AAA studios. Fuck them.
And can I also say, Veilguard has probably some of the most impressive hair that I've ever seen in a video game. Like, they actually have proper hair physics, and I don't know how to take that.
You're like, that's actually how hair flows on you. That makes so
Yeah,
much sense.
it's like, wow, they actually like these characters actually look good. They look they look realistic, but not in a bad way.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on. Games for Impact include Indica, Neva, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Tales of Kenzera Zao, and Closer the Distance. Games for what does it mean by games for impact? What does this even mean?
I believe this category is all about like games that are telling a very like impactful story and or benefiting a good cause. I think it's one of those two things.
Okay. I mean, I don't know much about these, so I'll let you kind of handle this pick. Like,
Yeah, like
what would I pick?
I'm trying to remember. Remember when they announced Tales of Kenzera and the story behind that. So I feel like that one, depending on how the game released as, that one might have the vote, but I'm not entirely sure because this one, most of the games in here probably like really low on the play total.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know any of these games other than what we just talked about with with Life is Strange and then Hellblade. Like, I don't
You
know
know,
any of them.
like the first two I didn't well the first two and the last one I didn't even know came out this year.
Um, no, that's fair.
So
Uh,
that's a tough category.
yeah. Moving on to best ongoing game. I hate this list. I hate this
Fortnite's
list.
gonna win it.
Yeah, it is.
I, j-
For those wondering, the list includes Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. And I hate to admit it because I fucking dunk on Fortnite all the time in Epic Games. But Fortnite is just
they
it's just
didn't
the
fuck up
king.
this year.
Also, I love this point that was made because I don't know if you've seen that Russian Badger video. Um,
Yes,
uh, the amount of intellectual property Fortnite has acquired is fucking absurd, and it allows it to like no matter how long you've been playing the game, you will find some way to enjoy Fortnite.
like I'll put it this way: Fortnite's the only game where you can play Marvel and DC characters.
Uh-huh. You can have Batman, Goku, Master Chief, and Thanos in the same
Yup,
fucking four-man party.
and there's even Legos in there. There's Legos in there
Yeah,
now.
yeah, which is crazy. And this may be a hot take, Danny. I think Helldivers 2 would be the best runner-up.
It like Helldivers 2 would have walked away with it if Sony didn't screw him over.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like easy, hands down, they would have won this. But
Yeah,
it's between 14 and Fortnite
really? You
because
think 14?
Diablo ain't done nothing.
Well, see, and here's the thing. I actually don't think it's 14 because I know a lot of people that have been pissed about a lot of the changes about 14. Because 14 has had a lot of changes in the past year or
It's
so.
also, by the way, still really new player unfriendly.
Yeah, don't
It's real bad.
yeah, don't play 14 if you've never played.
Like, just see a TLDR of the first bit of the story, just go through and burn through as much of that as you can,
Yeah,
because
the game is long as
it's a
shit.
slog.
It's
Because
it's a slog.
it's one of the key examples for me of, like, games that haven't removed any of the past content, and probably should have.
Yeah. You know what's something that's kind of interesting here? I'm surprised that they put up Diablo 4 when retail's World of Warcraft should have been in that spot.
It's really weird that Diablo got put up there.
Yeah, World of Warcraft should have been put up there for Dragonflight slash The War Within. Like
The
Diablo
other thing
4
that,
does not deserve to be here
yeah,
over retail for
the
over
other thing
WoW.
that really surprises me is honestly fucking Warframe not being up there this year.
Ooh, that is also a good choice. Though I've
Because
heard
they
a
were
lot
up
of
there
bad things
last
about
year.
Warframe recently.
Like, they're getting ready to come out with Warframe 1999.
What the fuck is that?
Like, it's it's a new like section they're adding onto the game. Kind of go back in time.
Okay, interesting, but all right. So
Like
yeah,
they do actually do a lot, but at the same time, it's like there really aren't that many games that are still going.
yeah. So I agree with you, Danny. I think Fortnite will win it. I If Helldivers didn't get fucked over by Sony, they absolutely would have ran away with it.
Yep,
Okay, here we go. Best community support includes
Baldur's Gate,
Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Baldur's Gate 3
definitely
and No
Baldur's
Man's
Gate.
Sky. I have to include
Yeah,
No Man's Sky in here. I'm sorry. The after No Man's Sky, after having one of the worst fucking releases I have ever seen from a game, has done nothing but like free update, free update, free update, free update, free update, just non fucking stop. And they're like,
I,
we want you to enjoy this game. We fucked up and we are paying for it and we are doing our damnedest.
yeah,
Like, I I I I have to. I have to throw No Man's Sky in there. Like, and people are going to be like, why No Man's Sky and why not Helldivers 2, Fortnite, and Final Fantasy 14? First of all, and I will break this down for quite literally everybody watching this video or listening to the video. Final Fantasy 14 has fucked up so many of the fucking mechanics and has fucked up so many of the fucking characters that so much shit is ass backwards right now and people and players are pissed. Fortnite is Fortnite. What do you mean community support? The game has basically not changed other than IP, intellectual IP. Really no changes. Helldivers 2, as much as I would love to put them up here, Sony fucked over Helldivers 2 so bad I cannot vote them as best community support. And
yep.
Boulders and which leaves me with Baldur's Gate 3 and No Man's Sky. Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian is just an absolute masterpiece and the
Like
fucking developers did their fucking job.
since it came out, it received free update after free update after free update, and they're even working on mod support that's baked into the game for both PC and console.
Like, it's hard to not love Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian, but also again, and No Man's Sky has come a long fucking way.
Yep. From the worst launch you could imagine from a game to 8 years later, they're still going.
Yeah, and it's not like the community is small either. Like, No Man's Sky is a great game for you to just throw like, oh, I have like 2 hours before I have to go to a party. Let me go just fly around in space.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
they
phenomenal.
they they may not have ended up with the game they initially planned for, but they got pretty close
And you know what?
after all these updates.
Yeah. Well, and also the amount of fucking shit in their updates. Their updates aren't just more bug fixes and more glitch fixes. Like, yes, there is that, but also there's just a fuck ton of content. There's
Yeah,
so
like
much content.
the last update, they added so much stuff to it, they had to reset the servers. Like, they had to fully reset the servers.
In all fairness, a lot of players actually were kind of happy about that
Yeah, because
because they were
it
like,
refreshed everything.
yeah, they're like, all right, well, get back to farming.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, I think I agree with you. It'll probably be Baldur's Gate 3, but I would not be mad if it was No Man's Sky. Any of the
yeah,
other three
either of those
should,
two.
yeah, either of those two, totally fine. The other three, I'm sorry, no, no.
No.
Like as much as I love Helldivers 2, no. Like Sony
It's
fucked them
like,
over so hard, and Arrowhead is just constantly having to fix shit. Also, the fact of why are you nerfing shit in a PVE game?
yeah, it's like that was the thing. It's like they ended up taking that stance of nerfing stuff because like they had way more players than they anticipated. But like, you just gotta know in games like that, you gotta let people have fun.
Yeah,
You take the fun away from it, you kill the momentum.
yeah. It's just like JSDF.
Yep.
It's just JSDF. Let it be. The whole point of Helldivers is literally just Starship Troopers. Did you not see how fucking ridiculous Starship Troopers is? Let
Yeah,
people be ridiculous with Helldivers. That's kind of the point.
exactly.
Yeah. Moving on. Best independent game is Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, and UFO 50. It's Balatro. There's no fucking contest.
Balatro is definitely winning it, but there are some good games in there. UFO 50 is really fun from what I've seen. The one thing I will say though that's an absolute shame that's not on this list,
What up?
fucking web fishing.
Web fishing?
Take like Animal Crossing style game, but make it about fishing.
I'd play it.
It it's pretty good.
Yeah. But no, Balatro should win this. There's
Yeah,
no reason
no,
they
like
shouldn't.
it's up there for game of the year. There's no way that it doesn't walk away with best indie game.
Yeah. Best debut indie game includes Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire. Um, it's still
Again,
Balatro.
which I know from experience, both Pacific Drive and The Plucky Squire are both incredible games in their own right, but no, Balatro just there's
Also,
no way.
I really don't like this best independent game and then best debut indie game. I think that's I think it's kind of dumb how this works. Like, because how do you
Like I
determine the
get it
difference
from
between the two? Because Balatro and
it's their
Animal
first
Well are the
game.
only ones that are Oh, it's the first game. Okay,
Yeah, it's the first game from the studio.
gotcha. That makes
So
sense.
yeah, no, Balatro is insane
Yeah,
for what it's currently doing.
yeah. Best mobile game: AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero.
So
It's still Balatro. Like,
Balatro actually has some competition in this one.
well, yeah, because there's Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket,
And Zenless.
yeah, and Zenless, and here's the thing, I and I hate that it's Zenless because I hate pretty much any game that is MiHoYo. I
They're gonna try their damnedest to get the free rewards from this category.
Yeah, I really fucking hate MiHoYo. I just think that their price systems in their games in their gotcha systems fucking suck. I just think they all
That's a
suck.
lot of gotchas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing: there are gotchas that don't have shit fucking gotcha rates. Arknights is a great example. Arknights has one of the best gotcha systems in any gotcha game ever. Because, fun fact, as far as I know of, anytime there's a poll for games for such as like Genshin Impact or Zenless Zero, or what was the other Genshin? What was the other MiHoYo game? The train one.
There's two more.
The
There's
fuck?
Star Rail and Impact the Third.
How? Star Rail. Now correct me if I'm wrong, Danny, but in those games, in the MiHoYo games, every time you go for a poll, it resets in between each like banner, what we call in Arknights, like specific units and items and weapons. They don't carry over.
The pity does.
The pity does. Okay, well,
Yeah,
so Arknights. Okay, so Arknights does the same thing.
yeah. No, they're like anything after. Well, actually, Honkai Impact Genshin's the stingiest out of all the Hoyo games.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
It's why everybody dunks on Genshin so much because like it is the stingiest out of all of them. The other ones are significantly more generous for free to play.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, and Zenless. Like AFK Journey, I'm sorry, AFK Journey should not be here.
It had its like moment when it initially came out, but I think it's like momentum. fell off.
It fell off the face of the fucking planet. And Wuthering,
It
I don't
fell
even know
off
what
when
the
Wuthering Waves came
I don't
out.
even know what the fuck Wuthering Waves is.
It's Genshin, basically, but not from MiHoYo.
Okay,
It's like slightly grittier Genshin.
all right. You saying that makes me not want to play it. So
I experienced a little bit of it in the voice acting. The voice direction. I'm not gonna say the voice acting. The voice direction was really confusing.
gotcha. Next up is best VR and AR game, which
As
includes
Batman.
which is Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellslinger VR, and Metro Awakening.
It's either Batman or Metal Hellsinger. It's one of those two.
Yeah, I don't know much about VR, so I'm cool with it.
I think Batman will probably get it just because it's Batman.
Yeah. Best action game: Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, or Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. It really should be a battle between Warhammer and Helldivers 2. Like, Black Ops 6 shouldn't exist here. Wukong actually should exist here. Wukong's combat system is great.
Honestly, like Call of Duty, I think is the only one that really shouldn't be there.
Actually, yeah. You know what? You know what? Honestly, Danny, replace Call of Duty with Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree.
It's like
Literally just replace it with Erdtree, and you have a great selection to choose from.
honestly, I would actually kind of be happy if Stellar Blade takes this one.
I think it's the one thing that it should take because I. This may be a hot take, Danny, and you'll never hear me probably say this ever again. But I'm so fucking mad that when I go on to X or slash Twitter, and the first thing I see is Stellar Blade ass for the next 10 minutes on my fucking timeline. Oh my
uh
god! I
oh,
am like,
it's gonna be worse for the next like month because of the near crossover that they're doing.
I'm I'm sorry. That is so much ass that I just don't want to see. Like, I
Uh
want to see other things on Twitter, not just fan service ass.
uh
Like, come on, man. Come on, dude. It's so dumb. Like, I know that it's a good game, but for fuck's sakes, the fucking fan service. Jesus Christ.
Also, really fun thing about it, it's coming out on Steam soon. So that's another game that is not limited to PS5.
Thank God. But yeah, no. Black Ops 6 should not be here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Black Ops 6 should absolutely not fucking be here. I mean, there's again though. I think that this section overall is actually really good. Like, you've got Wukong, Black Myth Wukong. You got Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Like, for fuck's
Yeah.
sakes, those are some banger fucking action games.
Yep. Those fit. Those work.
Yeah, Black Ops
That's a
6.
good.
I'm sorry, Call of Duty hasn't been good since Modern Warfare 2. Fuck off.
Yeah. It's like that's one of the stronger lists that they have in this entire award show.
Yeah.
There
Best
is another one that's stronger.
Yeah, best action adventure game, which consists of Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Outlaws should not be here.
So Outlaws should not be here.
Outlaws should not be here. The rest of them totally fine.
I think in this one though, I think it's actually between Astrobot and Legend of Zelda.
I could see that. I mean, Astrobot's for in contention for Game of the Year, so I would figure that it would be pretty high up on this list as
And
well.
this is like the first Legend of Zelda game where you play specifically as Zelda.
I
You
know, which is
actually
wild.
play Zelda.
Oh my god, isn't the character that I play is Zelda? No, that's Link. What the fuck? I always love that.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Best RPG is Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Refantasio. Okay.
It's between that one is between three as much as I want to give Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth the props it deserves because that whole series is fantastic.
Hmm.
And as you can see in the picture, they even got Danny Trejo,
Oh yeah.
which is incredible.
God bless Danny Trejo.
But no, I think it's between Shadow the Erd Tree, Metaphor, and Final Fantasy.
No, makes sense.
Because Dragon's Dogma 2, I think, disappointed a lot of the fans of the series. It was basically just the first game, but with some more stuff added onto it and a better engine.
Yeah, pretty much. Best fighting game. This is. Oh, we're gonna be on
One
this one
of
for.
these,
This is.
one of these does not belong.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go through this list real quick. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiversus, and Tekken 8.
Multiverses shouldn't be on this list.
The game doesn't exist. It just doesn't
W
exist.
it got no support. Literally, they dropped it. It had no support, and they just decided to revive it after they got tons of negative backlash from liquidating so many of their assets
Yeah.
for tax write-offs.
1,000%. Multiverses should not be here. It should not be
But
here.
Sparking Zero, the like, it's huge considering how long it's been
Yeah.
since we had a Budokai style game.
And it slaps, from what I've heard. It
And
slaps.
yeah, and the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, people can play MVC 2 for the first time without emulation in like over a decade.
That's pretty big. Also, Tekken 8. Like, Tekken 8.
Yeah, it's
You
Tekken.
can't go wrong with fucking Tekken, man.
It's Tekken.
It's Tekken.
And Grand Blue, I think, surprised a lot of people, but it was worked on by Arc Systems.
Yeah.
So, like,
But yeah,
everything in this category, except for Multiverses,
1,000%.
belongs here.
Agreed. Best family game includes Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. I don't know if I'd put Echoes of Wisdom in this list if I'm being completely honest, as there are just not that many family games.
Yeah, but I get that this there's not a whole lot of family games that came out this
No, there's
year.
not. Which, meh, whatever. Like, and again, it'll probably be. I think it'll probably be Astrobot or Mario Party. Just because
Probably.
a lot of people will just be like, "Oh, Mario Party," so
Yeah, which this Mario Party had up to 20 players, so
which is insane to me.
yeah.
Next up is best sim/strategy game, which consists of
This one.
So, and I think there's really only and hot take on this, Danny. I think there's actually really only one choice. So out of these, there is Age of Mythology Retold, Frostpunk 2, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. I think it belongs to Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 1 was a banger. Frostpunk 2 is also a certifiable banger.
After having experience, I actually have to say Unicorn Overlord.
Really?
It's good. Also, as you can see, an Atlas game.
Also true. But
It
I would not be
surprised a
mad if
ton of people.
I mean, if it's got your approval, then I wouldn't be mad if it wins. But I think Frostpunk 2 is going to be up there with it.
Yeah.
The Frostpunk series is just chef's kiss.
Yeah. The sim strategy category, by the way, is one of the stronger categories of this entire award show.
Which is
because
wild.
everything there belongs there.
Also, interesting to note, Civ isn't here.
Yeah.
Also,
because
Civ 6 was fucking dog shit, and that was like what?
Yeah,
last year? Was it released last year? Or was it the year before?
I think it was the year before, actually, so that's probably why. But
Which
it's kind of, it's just they added too many things that just don't work. Like the World Congress system that they added is just annoying. It just unnecessarily stops all gameplay whenever it first happens.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So Yeah.
I love this. Best sports slash racing game.
So
I
who
think that they
wins it,
need to be
EA or
separated.
2K?
Yeah, I think that they need to be separated.
They just honestly, I'm gonna have a hot take here. I think they should just get rid of this category
I
because it's
agree.
either gonna be EA or 2K.
Yeah, it's always EA or 2K. Like, for
It's
fuck's sakes,
like
the games that, and I will go through the games on the list, so those of you wondering if you aren't able to go check out the website. So it is F1 24, which is a racing game, EA
by
Sports
EA.
FC 25, which I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's FIFA.
FIFA, there you go. NBA 2K 25, Top Spin 2K 25, which is a racing game, and WWE 2K 24. I'm sorry that I I I I would rather see them split because there have been some banger racing games, but not this year.
I
This year was trash. This year was trash for racing games.
There is one good racing game that came out this year.
What did they release a new
And
Mario Kart?
nope, it is. Let's see, where is it? It's on my wish list.
But I mean, sports games, bro. EA like 2K literally just gets to dominate. Like 2K and EA just own every fucking sports game. Like there's no
Yep.
point. There's
Because
no
like
point
they
to
don't
having a sports
include the
game.
indie games. Like they never include the indie games that are just made to be fun.
Also, they're way better. The indie games are way fucking better.
Yep.
Like, I
And they're
hate to be
not.
an asshole, but they are. Like, the indie games are way better. Like,
Yeah.
NBA 2K is trash. All of the Madden games are trash. All of the FIFA games also fucking hot dog shit. Like,
They're all filled with microtransactions.
yeah, they're all fucking garbage. They're all trash. Like, it is literally I'm voting for the shiniest of two turds.
Yep. The
Like,
best racing game, by the way, that came out this year is called Victory Heat Rally.
okay.
It's like think of a mix of like old school Mario Kart and F Zero.
And Mario Kart and what?
F Zero.
Ooh, yeah, I definitely play the shit out of that. I gotta take a look at
Yeah,
that.
it's good.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree. The sports should just be eliminated, and it should just be best racing game.
Yeah, like all the sports games are literally like the same as the last year. Just maybe some quality of life updates, if that. Different rosters. It's the same game. They have been for like a decade.
Yeah. Best multiplayer. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Call of Duty should not be here. This is ass. So the list
This one,
includes Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
this one is probably the category that Helldivers has the best chance of winning.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think Call of Duty should have been removed, and it really shouldn't be here. Call of Duty really should not be here because it's an ass tier game. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is a fucking garbage ass game. It's so like nobody plays it for the multiplayer. Nobody. You'd rather go play
They're
fucking
just
zombies.
stale.
Yeah, it's old. Nobody gives a fuck about multiplayer. Just go play zombies instead. Like, if Call of Duty just released zombies for half the price of the full game, I would not be mad.
Yeah, like honestly, at
Also,
this
if it
point, just
included
make it its
prop
own
hunt on the
series.
weekends.
Yeah, just make it its own series at this point.
Yeah, just make zombies its own series. Like, stop tying it to the regular games. And just, honestly, yeah, just release the zombies as its own fucking series. I'm totally fine with that. Helldivers 2, yeah, deserves to be here. Mario Party Jamboree, yeah, deserves to be here. Tekken 8's a little weird simply because it's only 2 players. So it's kind of a weird loophole because you can technically match with your buddies, but and play and it's mostly playing against people online. I don't know if I would fully
Yeah, I don't I
put it
don't
in
know about
here. Because here's the thing,
that.
like hot take, I think Tekken 8 belongs in the fighting game. 1,000%. It is definitely a top contender for the fighting games. For best multiplayer, though, I when I think of multiplayer, I think of more than two because two means
Yeah,
co-op slash dueling. So like
yeah.
I the biggest issue is if I was to take Tekken 8 out and Call of Duty Black Ops 6, what games would I put in instead?
It's like it's kind of hard thinking about that because like the more that I think about it, there really hasn't been that many like multiplayer games.
Yeah. I mean, you
So
could.
like
Well, Astrobot's a multiplayer game, right?
I don't think so. I think it's single player.
Is it really? That's wild to me.
That's why it was like, wow, I haven't seen them like have a game like that in ages.
No, that's fair.
But like unless Tekken 8 has the best rollback netcode that any fighting game has ever had, I don't see it having a chance on the multiplayer.
I agree with you on that. I
Warhammer though, Warhammer belongs there. I've
oh
seen its multiplayer.
oh
It
yeah.
yeah, no, that looks fun.
Oh yeah. And then most anticipated game. I think this is such a dumb fucking category.
I hate that there is literally like only two that are going to be like at the top.
Yeah. So most anticipated game. So on this list is Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Also, I'm gonna get up because I need to stretch for a minute. Whoo. So on this list is Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds. I
It's probably going to go to GTA.
yeah, which in my opinion, and again, I think, and I hate to do this to the all to like the rest of the games because I think the rest of the games are super dope. Like Death Stranding is a fun game, and I'm excited
Ghost of
for Death
Yotai,
Stranding 2. Ghost of
I'm
Yotei?
so excited for that
Oh yeah.
because the main character of that game is voiced by a voice actress I really enjoy.
Yeah. Metroid Prime, I'm always down for Metroid games. And Monster Hunter Wilds. Like,
It's incredible.
yeah.
I played a little bit of the beta. It is fun.
Yeah. And here's the sad part. I hate Grand Theft Auto games. I've hated Grand Theft Auto games for a long time. I hated 4 and I hated 5. Like, I'm sorry.
I've just got dull.
They do. They do. They're
After the
boring.
story, there's like nothing.
Yeah. There's nothing to do except fill your bank account and then just spend it on bullshit cars in the game for
And
no reason.
it's why I'm so sad that they gave up on the online for Red Dead 2 so fast.
Yeah.
Because
Because,
Red
like,
Dead 2's story, mm, that was good.
yeah. But no, like, it's gonna go to Grand Theft Auto 6, which is gonna really piss me off because it's another Grand Theft Auto game. And if you've seen Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5, you know exactly Grand Theft Auto 6. Some
And
fucked up fucking story where people are
yeah,
being racist as shit, and then the game's gonna end, and then it's just driving around the
and
city being a dickhead.
the only reason that so many people are excited for GTA 6 is that it's going back to Vice City.
It's the only reason why. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I again, I would rather remove this list because it doesn't make sense for the game awards. Like,
Yeah,
why
like
are
why
you
have
why
most
you
anticipated game award?
yeah, like why would you have this award when the game hasn't fucking came out yet? It
It's
doesn't make
like
sense.
thinking about it this way, if a game wins this award and then it tanks hard when it comes out, that's just a slap in the face.
Oh, 1,000%. Because it's like, congratulations, you played yourself.
It's like you're the most anticipated game. Now all the pressure is on you to make this game good.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah. And then we have
This one,
we have content
I
creator of the
have
year.
issues.
We have Queso Ilo Juan, Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, and Usada Pecora.
There are only two people on this list I know.
Queso and Pecora.
Yep.
Yep. I don't.
And you know who's not on this list that should have been on this list?
Who?
There's two really big ones that should have been on this list.
Such as.
Iron Mouse
Yeah.
and Kai.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are on this list, and they both broke records this year.
Yeah.
Both of them. Why are they not on the list?
Yeah. This award is a shit. Is a scam. It's 1,000% a fucking scam. Best esports game. Because I'm just gonna go right past content creator because it's a fucking scam of an award.
Yeah.
Like as cool as Pecora and Queso are, because I think Pecora's cool and I think Queso's just funny as shit. I don't know the other
Yeah.
three, and I think it's a fucking waste. So we're
Yeah.
gonna move on and skip that category because it's fucking trash. Best esports games, which will include Counter Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. It's gonna be League of Legends or Valorant or CS2.
Yeah.
Like Dota 2, I'm sorry,
Dota.
it doesn't have the popularity that it used to, and Mobile Legends Bang Bang is literally just almost a straight up copy and paste of League of Legends. Like at some point, League actually derived away from Dota 2. Mobile Legends
Yeah.
actually just straight copy and pasted. Like what the fuck? No,
Oh,
it's
but yeah,
this.
no.
It's gonna be League or Valorant.
Yeah. It absolutely is, probably.
Yeah. When in all reality, I think Counter Strike 2 should actually have a chance in this because Counter Strike 2 was actually good. So, hot take, but best esports athlete. This is such a fucking weird.
They have
this is
too
such a
many esports categories.
yeah. So they have for best esports athlete, they have 33 Neta Shapira, Alexi Virolanen, Chovy, Jung Ji Hoon, Faker Lee Sang Hyuk, Zaiwu Matthew Herbot, and ZMJJKK Zheng Yong Kang. Um, I know three of these players, and here's the fucked up part: three of them are fucking League of Legends players. Like,
I
where the fuck is Simple? Where is
I'm gonna
Simple? The
imagine
CS god. Where the fuck is Simple?
it's just like some of
Brother.
these like lists confuse me so much.
Like, bro. Like, you have Chovy Faker. You have Zaiwu, who, in my opinion, like, no offense to Zaiwu, I don't think they should belong on this list. There's a lot of League of Legends players that deserve to have that spot. Also, where the fuck is Tens? This is his retirement year. This would have been the biggest way to go out. Like
Like
they didn't
I
have
don't
tens.
get this list.
They didn't have tens. They didn't have fucking Simple. Literally known as the goat of CS2. What the fuck is that? That's ass. Ass. Straight to the fire. Straight to jail. Like Chovy and Faker, I get it. That series, Gen G versus T1, brother. That was phenomenal. And then the finals of League, which was T1 versus BLG, which turned out to be a banger of a fucking series. Like, no, no, man. Best esports teams. I have a massive fucking problem with this one. So, the list includes Billy Billy Gaming from League of Legends, Gen G from League of Legends, Navi from Counter Strike, T1 from League of Legends, and then Team Liquid from Dota 2. Three of these are League of Legends. Okay? Two of them
hmm
are Korean, one of them is Chinese. Team Liquid for Dota 2 is NA. And Navi is. Are they European?
I want to say they are, but I could be wrong.
I think Navi is European. Yeah. So here's my problem with best esports team is Gen G shouldn't be on this list. I hate to fucking say it, and this may seem like a very hot take, but despite the fact that they basically crushed every single team on their way to Worlds, went into Worlds, crushed every single team, and then lost to T1 in the quarterfinals. I don't think they belong on this list because they didn't win a championship or they weren't in a championship match. That may be a hot take, but I'm gonna die on this hill. If you're not in a championship match, you do not deserve to be on this list.
Honestly, I think it's fair.
Like Billy Billy and T1 were literally the two finalists in the league championships. Did I think I'm gonna only assume that Navi won this year, and that Team Liquid won on Dota 2. I'm gonna assume that. I don't know too much about Dota 2 or CS2, but yeah, no. Like Genji dominated all year, and then they just didn't show up against the fourth ranked team. So can't be best team. Like you got to be at least in a championship match. And then players' voices have nominees to be announced December 2nd, so we'll skip that.
Yeah, like that one, I'm almost afraid to see that one after some of these lists. Like some of them, real solid, but they're few and far between. The lists that I would say are like, yeah, no, this whole list makes sense.
Yeah. So, we're gonna go ahead, Danny, and we'll move on into the next section. Um, and I don't know if this is your other topic, but it is time to go back to our good old fashioned punching bag.
Oh, we have the same topics. That's perfect.
Oh my god, yes, let's go! Oh, we get to talk about World of Tanks and how fucking dog shit their recent choices have been.
Oh,
Oh,
they really fucked up this time. Like
oh. Um,
horribly.
so I want you to understand, Danny. I am on my second monitor over here. I am staring at screenshots that Cryptic has sent me of people's responses to the new tank in World of Tanks console in
This
the Wargaming Discord.
this is the very first time I have ever seen the con the community contributors unified in disagreement with this decision.
This tank should not be in the game. It should not be in the game.
Neither of them should be in the game.
I think Cold War doesn't matter. Like, leave it in Cold War. Fuck it. I don't care about Cold War. Cold War
Oh,
sucks.
it's worse than it's worse because it's that and the Visel that has the 20 mil on it. Both of those are running wild in Era 2.
Yeah, but no, the Gal, the Gal 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
or no, the
The
what is the World War II
the
one? The
the
T249.
T249.
Yeah, the T249 should. Okay, so for those of you wondering, in the game that we play, World of Tanks console, they just released a tank at tier 10 that is a light tank that fires, that has a Gal that basically has a, what is the fucking
It's
gun on
ba-
it?
it's basically an A10 warthog on the ground.
Yeah, and it shreds quite literally everything. It has a 76 millimeter gun, and it goes through like 300 millimeters of armor.
Well, no, other way around. It's like a little 30 millimeter gun, and it goes through 75 millimeters of armor.
Yeah, which is fucking insane. Also,
It's
well, here's the thing: for a 30 millimeter gun, it has stupid levels of pen. It has
well
stupid
75.
levels of
Yeah,
pen.
like anything that does not have 70 that does not have 80 millimeters of armor is dead in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go to the World of Tanks console website, so that way I can pull up the
The
specific
stats.
specs of the tank. So
It's
that way I
bad.
get to flame the shit out of Wargaming. So it is the Vigilante T249 Black Edition. It is a Tier 10 US light tank. The characteristics of it. It has a 25% silver bonus, a 75% tank XP bonus, 1100 hit points, 275 horsepower, 29.89 power to rate ratio, a speed limit of 68.40 kilometers an hour. This thing can
Mm-hmm.
keep up with a fucking snake bite. Are you
You,
fucking high?
you know what's the worst part about this?
Oh, hit me with it.
This thing's existence makes every other light tank completely useless.
Yeah, because it literally shreds other fucking light tanks.
If you are another light tank and this thing spots you and you do not have solid cover between you and it, you are dead. You will
You
have
are.
2 seconds to get away.
It does so much damage per shot.
Yeah,
Like,
have you seen its DPM?
oh no, Danny. Not just that. I have seen it melt in E3 from 100 to 0.
You cannot play the Waffle E100 or the Grilla anymore. You cannot play those tanks at all. This thing exists. If it sees you, you are dead.
I want to point out the damage per minute. Do you know what it is, Danny? 8,040. 8,000 fucking damage! At the right angle, you can literally melt a mouse or an E100 from the back instantly.
The only thing is about this tank, if you look at its penetration, it actually can't pin any super heavies.
Oh, it's got 75 millimeters of pen. Uh,
The way its mechanic works, if it doesn't pin, it does like 1 or 2 damage. It is physically incapable of killing a
it,
mouse.
but here's the problem though, is it carries 2,400 rounds.
Yep.
So
It's
even
like
if you don't
anything.
pen, it still does 1 damage. And guess what? 2,400 damage is still 80% of a mouse's health.
Yep. The thing
Like,
is though,
what the
like
fuck?
this thing, and I will basically agree with like what most videos on this thing have said that I've seen so far. It's broken, but also useless at the same time. Like, you run into anything with no armor, you kill it in 2 seconds flat. It has incredible gun handling for what it does. There's the only downside to it is that if you run into anything that has armor, you just don't do anything against it. So it's like there's no balance to this tank. It's not fun to play against, and it can be really unfun to play if you run up against something you can't pen. So it's like, why
well,
is this in the game?
well, fuck. Why do you need a pen? It has fucking HE.
26 pen.
It doesn't fucking matter. It's still HE. Like,
Yeah,
eventually, you will throw enough bullets and you will break a fucking gun. You will break a module. You will
it's
basically
like,
Here's the thing. It may not be able to pen an E100, but it will certainly make that E100 stuck wherever the fuck it is. And
yeah,
there is
it's
nothing that
like,
little fucker can do.
it's, and like what a lot of people have said, and I do agree with this, it just encourages you to find the things you can pin, YOLO in, kill them because there's no way something's going to kill you before you kill what you're going after, and then you've already made a positive game because it has so little HP for tier 10. Like, compare it to any tier 10 artillery. You go in, you YOLO in and kill a tier 10 artillery, you've gone positive.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to find the shell velocity.
I want to say it's like 900.
They don't have the
Yeah,
shell.
there it is. There it is. It's down there. It's 915.
There we go. 915 and 782. Like, that's pretty fucking quick.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fast enough considering you're not going to be too far away from the things you're shooting anyway.
well, here's the thing. Like, it may not be able to pen super heavies, but it can certainly pen most mediums from the side.
Basically all of them.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna struggle to find a lot of medium tanks that have 80 millimeters of side and rear armor.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I have Danny, I wish I could show you every single clip that Cryptic has showed me.
Oh, there's so many.
There's so many. There's so fucking many.
Like,
Oh my fucking
when
god.
when like the entire collective community basically are agreeing that this tank is toxic for the game, you know it's bad. When the shills are agreeing that this thing is toxic.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like there's no reason. There's no reason
Like, look at
this
that. It
thing.
has a 1.9 second aim time. By default.
Yeah. Like there's and who cares about the .37 accuracy when you're going to be fucking shooting him point fucking blank?
And after the accuracy changes to the game, like that .37 is gonna get brought down to like .32.
Yeah, not including perks.
Yeah, like it reloads in 32 seconds. You go up, you kill something, and then you reload. That's it. You can kill multiple things in that clip.
Yeah. You don't even need half a clip to fucking do the damage. Like, it takes, like, not even a quarter of a clip to fucking erase someone off the face of the map.
It like watching this thing in action, seeing it drive up behind a British heavy tank. Like watching it drive up behind a Conqueror and take that Conqueror from 100 to 0 in 2 seconds. That's not okay.
Yeah, the T249 is absolutely a mistake.
It's
And
like,
the reason why that I'm not bitching about the Gal is because I don't give a fuck about Cold War. I
yeah,
don't
no,
give a
Era
shit.
2, Era
Era
2's already got something that ruined it.
Era 2's a shit show to begin with. Nobody gives a fuck about Era 2.
Yeah, you got
Besides, if you
missiles and you got Visals running around. It's
yeah,
awful.
well, and also if I really wanted to, I'd rather just go play Era 3 and play what the fuck is that Era 3 one that everyone got for free?
Oh, you. I think you have the Thumper, and
Yeah,
I have the K1, which both of those are really solid.
yeah, like just go play the Thumper or go play Era 1 and play
The
the
free
Hiss.
T95.
Yeah, like just go play the Hiss or whatever the fuck the GI Joe tanks were.
Like, there's just way better options, and
Yeah,
but this one added to tier 10 though. Like, it's
the Gao should not exist. I'm sorry.
it.
The like here's the thing. The fact that it's a tier 8 premium that you can buy is fucking ridiculous.
It like I feel like with all the backlash, they have to make this thing earnable, or they have to like absolutely obliterate it somehow.
No,
Because
they should just remove it. They should just flat
honestly,
out remove it from the game. There's no reason to have this in the game.
the existence of this thing makes me not want to play anything above tier 7.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. 1,000 fucking percent. Like I was reading the messages that Cryptic sent me from the World of Tanks console Discord, and players were like, "Does tier 8 through 10 just not exist anymore? Like this is where 95% of your players are playing. No one grinds tanks anymore. No one's
And
fuck.
now,
No one's grinding tanks because why would they grind tanks when you just keep releasing broken ass premiums? I mean, we had the AVRE, we had the Tehran. Now we have this piece of shit that we have to deal with. Oh, technically the Lehman Russ, but I don't think the Lehman Russ is that busted. It's just got really good
like,
frontal armor. It gets shredded from everything else. But
like
like, it's
this
disgusting.
thing's legitimately a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. And the fact that for once in a lifetime the community has said no, 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 no. Take it back. Take it the fuck back. Is the funniest fucking thing to me in the world. Like, it's so fucking funny to me that everyone's like, nope, take it the fuck back. Take it the fuck back.
Yeah, seeing the fact that like this is literally the actual community as a whole agreeing that this thing should not be in the game.
No, it should not be in the game. Like,
Like,
and it's a damn shame. It's impossible. You legit cannot fucking you cannot play tier 10.
yeah, no, like this thing genuinely, you can't balance it.
No, you can't.
Like, it does not have a middle ground. It's either gonna be this toxic or it's gonna be completely useless. There's no in between.
Yeah, and it's just bad design. Like they made the bullets do way too much damage.
Yep,
The bullets
it's
do
just
way too much fucking damage. Like
and the fact that it can dump out that much damage in that short amount of time. There is not a
8,040 damage in an
like
entire
in a
8,040
minute.
damage per minute. So if you hold it down, you can delete 2.5 heavy tanks if
And
you get their
here's the
backsides from
thing:
the game in a minute.
The only balancing factor that they gave this thing was an overheat gauge that reduces the damage it does. But by
Oh
the
no,
time it
oh
hits
no,
that,
no. The T249 doesn't have the overheat. It's only the Gao.
oh Jesus Christ, they didn't give it the overheat. Oh yeah, no, no, that's even
Yeah.
worse.
So if I'm correct, let me take a look. I want to double check to make sure before I misspeak here. But if I'm correct, if I am correct, there is no overheat
Oh
penalty.
yeah, no, there is no overheat on it. I'm
Yeah,
watching a
because the
clip of it.
Gao has an overheat penalty. The overheat penalty is an 18-second cooldown, which actually is balanced. So you can't actually hold down the trigger forever. The T249 has no overheat. It has no
Yeah,
overheat. What the
just
fuck?
it's
Why does it have no overheat? Why did you put the overheat on the fucking Era 2 and not this? At least with the overheat on this, at least you can't just sit there in a bush just brrr. Like, I'm mad, I'm standing up. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, this tank should not fucking exist. It should not exist in World War II. Take it the fuck away, put it back in Cold War, and leave it there where it fucking belongs with the rest of the degenerates. Because no offense, unless you're just playing Cold War just to make money, because that really is the best way to make money in World of Tanks console. Um,
yeah,
there's literally no reason to play Cold War. There's really no
yeah,
reason. True Vision
like
is a fucking parasite.
it's not World of Tanks
It's not World
at
of
that.
Tanks. Yeah, it's not the game that Danny and I and most of our friends grew up playing for the past better part of. As a matter of fact, Danny, I just got my fucking 7-year badge.
Yeah,
That's fucking wild. Like, that is
just
fucking wild to me.
just looking at what this thing does, it's like it's so toxic.
It's so fucking toxic.
Like I don't know how many people, for reference, may have seen Vishaw's video on it.
No, I haven't seen any videos on it yet.
He goes into some pretty he has a pretty good opinion of it. I think, because like watching his gameplay in it, literally anything it can bend pops up. It's just dead.
It
There's
is.
no counterplay.
It is. It is a tank for degenerate players.
Like, you want to see the epitome of a rat. That is what this tank is.
Yeah, it is. It is a rat. Actually, you know what? I'll just tell Cryptic to just when he's doing the thumbnail, instead of having the T24-9, just put a rat with a little minigun, like just photoshopped on the top of it, and just that's part of the thumbnail.
Yep. Honestly, like everything that I've seen on this tank, because like one of the clips that I'm watching, which I think was shared by Cryptic in the World of Tanks Discord, watching it obliterate a full health E4.
Oh yeah, from the back. Yeah, I saw that when it hit
Mm-hmm.
the engine deck. Oh yeah, oh yeah, from 100 to 0.
And then the poor SU. The poor SU 130, which, by the way, yeah, this thing's a tier 10, so tier 8s can run into this. It didn't have a chance. It couldn't even react before it was dead.
God, fucking slaughtered. I saw that, and that little fucker got slaughtered, dude.
The worst thing, the worst thing about this is think about light tanks like the Manticore or the Panzerwagen
Yeah.
with their bigger guns and lower rates of fire. They run into this thing. What are they gonna do to this?
Oh, not even that. Think of the fucking Sherry box. That
Yeah,
bitch is huge. The
you
only
can't even
tank
one
that
shot this thing unless you high roll.
the only tank, the only light tank that actually has a chance of dealing with it is the T100, and that's because it's made of stellinium.
That's just because it's actually angled enough to bounce the shells.
Yeah, but there's enough rounds in that tank that you're not going to be able to repair in time. Like if
It's
you
like
get tracked by
your
that by
DPM.
a T24 by T249, you are
You're dead.
you're cooked. You're cooked.
Don't even waste the
You're
repair
so
kit.
fucking cooked.
Yeah, just don't even waste the repair kit at that point.
Yeah,
You're dead.
you're just dead. Just exit the battle. Just exit the battle. If you get tracked, just exit the battle. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
You it has no counterplay unless you just have armor thick enough that it can't bend and make it waste its ammo.
Or you pick
That's it.
or all 15 players on the enemy team decide that you are the only target for the rest of the game.
That's
And
why
even
like
then, most of the players nowadays don't know how to fucking aim.
yeah, it's like I have even been hearing from some people that they don't even touch tier 8 and up unless they're playing a super heavy now. At all.
I don't blame them. I don't fucking blame them. Because here's the thing. Here's another problem, is that the armor tank destroyers can't do anything about them either. Because
Nope.
guess what? They just get behind them, and then
Like the
congratulations, there's
T95?
no fucking armor.
The T95, for example.
Oh, it's cooked. It's cooked.
Yeah, it gets behind you, you're dead.
Oh,
The E4 in that clip, dead. E3, same way.
yeah. Well, and here's the funny part. It's low enough, Danny, that if it parks right behind a heavy tank,
They can't aim
like the
down.
super heavies, they can't fucking get their gun down far enough.
No, it's like this literally. I kid you not.
It's cooked.
This is the armadillo all over again.
Oh
They
my
did it
god.
again, but worse this time.
How did they manage to do it again?
Like
The armadillo was the armadillo, as affectionately called for all of our console players, was like the worst fucking tank introduced to Era 1. That
and
tank was an absolute menace, and it is the only premium I have ever seen to this day get nerfed.
and this is worse. Honestly, this thing is worse.
Yeah, like how would you fix the tank? Because the only way that I could see fixing it is reducing the damage by like 90%.
At bare minimum, I would half the damage. At bare minimum.
Oh, half the damage is still enough. I mean, you've seen the clips. That's half the damage. Oh no, I killed an E3 in 1 second. It's now gonna take 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like
There's still no counterplay. It has to.
there's
The damage has to be reduced by 90%.
it's got to be single digits.
It's got to be single digits. There's no fucking way. There's
Because
no
at its
way.
rate of fire, with the amount of rounds that are in a clip, there's just no counterplay against this thing. It kills every single contemporary it has faster than they can reload.
Yeah. There's just there's no way the tank is allowed to, like, any tanks are allowed to exist at tier 10.
Like, yeah, this thing has the lowest HP of any tier 10.
Oh, I
But
just realized I just got to the charioteer. No!
yeah, no, you can't play that.
Fuck!
You cannot play that with matchmaking with this thing existing.
I'm
Because
never
you're
gonna
just
be able to
if you
drive
get
this
spotted,
shit
you're
far.
done. You're cooked.
No. And no one can one-shot it.
Yep.
Except for maybe a Tehran. The Tehran is, I think, the only fucking thing that could possibly kill it.
The Tehran and the 183s.
Yeah, and you still have to hit it. I
With
mean, for
the
fuck's sakes, the thing
Tehran.
goes 70 kilometers an hour. Are you
Yep.
fucking kidding me?
And here's the worst part: unless you're firing HE, you have to get a really good high roll
Yeah.
to one shot it, and that's probably not going to happen.
And eventually, it will find you. And when it does, it will kill you.
And it'll probably find you before you can reload.
Yeah. So.
That's why this thing is honestly my only hope is that they just completely target artillery players.
Oh, I was talking to Cryptic about it, about debating about whether or not I should buy it just to make a video on it and the problems that wargaming has had the past like 5 years.
I had a similar thought. I was gonna make a video on it probably sometime tomorrow and just be like, hey, if somebody wants to gift me this tank, I'll do a review on it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably I don't want to touch tier 10
I
or
don't want to
tier
touch
8.
tanks at all right now.
Like,
Like, I'd rather go play TFT, Arknights, or go finish fucking the Valkyria Chronicles. That's
yeah,
another tank game that's still better. I'll go play
I'm gonna
Valkyria
dig in.
Chronicles instead.
I'm gonna be digging into fucking War Thunder, my continual drive in Destiny or Hollow Cure.
Yeah, it's the days are upon us because if they do not nerf this thing into the fucking dirt,
Console's dead,
console's dead.
like fully dead,
Yeah,
if they don't do something with this tank.
yeah, because it's going to be an issue. And the worst part is
It's
you're going to see all the people that spend the money to buy it,
complain.
and they're going to fucking hit you with their wallets.
Honestly, just remove it from the game and give them their money back.
Yeah,
Seriously, just get it back in gold if you have to, but this thing shouldn't be in the game.
it should not. It should not.
Oh, can't believe they managed to outdo themselves.
How do they manage to outdo the armadillo? Oh my god, it's so terrible. Well, I'm glad to know that both of our topics were literally the exact same.
That worked out really well because we had a lot to go on both of
Yeah, and the
them.
fact that this video is now going to be an hour and a half long, Jesus Christ. All
And
right.
we get in a little makeup for being away for a bit. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. But yeah. So with that being said, Danny, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Catbox Danny.
You can also find me on X/Twitter at DominiFox1. You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at DominiFox. Uh, yeah, there's today was kind of odd. With that being said, to all of you guys that are watching, thank you all so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Wait, is that my normal outro? No, that's not my normal outro. That's my stream outro. Is that? Hold on. Fuck, what is my outro? Fuck!
It's been a while.
Oh no! oh, oh, oh. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We both really appreciate it. We both hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, don't be a sweat lord. We'll see you guys next time.